Good evening or morning, wherever you may be. Today is Friday, October the 3rd. Currently, it is 9:38 p.m. and it's hot in here, so forgive me for the very relaxed shirt. Um, I found some pretty cool things today for local history, and I would like to share those with you. But first, found this at the Dollar General. Really cute. It says, "Baby, it's cold outside." It's a frosted glass and got the little snowman. So I can't wait to use it, but I'm going to save this and wait for when it is cold. I don't want to, yeah, I'll put it down because I want to accidentally knock it off and break it. All right. I found this koozie. Well, actually, a friend of mine got it for me. Longview Lobos, as some of you may know, I went to Longview High School here in Texas. Yes, the same one Matthew McConaughey went to. I was a few years behind him. Had some of the same teachers. But anyway, I will always be a Lobo, even though I don't live there anymore. But anyway, they had this koozie, and my friend went to an estate sale and found that. Yes. Got this button, Longview Lobos, only the strong survive. Then got this actual license plate, Lobo Nation, and this is pretty neat. I wouldn't mind having one. They weren't so doggone expensive. All right. Now, um, the Historical Museum had a sale today, and I found this book, Sherman. This is like a $21 book, and it's like a pictorial history. And I love these books. And this is where my dad grew up. And yeah, $2. $2. My friend found this. He knows I'm in a Titanic paperback. Uh, so he thought of me and he called me. I'm like, yeah, I'd like to have it. I remember when this came out, and it was came out in 1992. It actually predates the movie. But what's pretty neat about this is it has a cutaway of the ship. I'm gonna try to be, and then this beautiful, beautiful artist rendering of the grand staircase. Yep. This is text by Don Lynch, paintings by Kim Marshall, introduction by Robert Ballard. So some very top Titanic historians. I was about to say Titania. Then now we're getting to more on local history stuff. Um, so I remember growing up back in, I want to say I was a teenager actually. And I remember the museum had pictures they put on like pieces of wood, like fake wood, kind of like this kind of wood. And the pictures, they had them numbered and they were all over a wall. And then they would be like a sheet with that number in sequence with that picture, and it would tell what that picture is. Well, those pictures eventually, I guess, went into storage. And of course, they have the originals, and these are just copies, but they had them for sale. And there is the Greg Hotel that was located in downtown Longview. That was later on in its history, Conrad Hilton would purchase it, enlarge it, and make it part of his chain for a number of years. And this picture here is of the junction. The building on the left is the old Marbley Hotel that burnt in 1965. Another structure that I am a historian about. I say historian, not official. I'm a freelance historian, I like to call it. And then, of course, you can see this. And these have the Velcro, so I can get some Velcro strips and hang these up. So what I'm going to do is I'm turning my spare bedroom kind of like into a study. And I want to, and I'm going to put these pictures up on that wall. Well, excuse me? Excuse me? Hey, hey, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come here. All right. So that being said, I wanted to check out their sale that they had, and oh my gosh, I spent way too much money, y'all. I mean, look what I found. So we're gonna share. I'm gonna show you what I got. Okay, this one here is downtown Longview, and from right to left you have the side profile of the Greg Hotel, and then you have the white building is the East Texas Chamber of Commerce. The darker building was the Curtis building, uh, and then the Inn building. I think that was, I'm not sure what building that was, but then next to it was the original post office, and they had tore down. Then they eventually tore down the original post office and that white building on the left hand side. Yeah, make sure my directions are right. On the left hand side, uh, which I guess would be in the right hand. I don't know how it's going to look on the film, but it's going to be this building right here. That and the original post office is torn down, and then the new one, the one they have now, built on those two lots. This was the Curtis building. It was demolished in 1995 when the Downtowner Hotel, which this hotel was eventually called, they were both demolished together. This building was the East Texas Chamber of Commerce. It was demolished to make room for this hotel's expansion when Conrad Hilton purchased that hotel. Now here's a view, another view. This is the post office, the first post office, that little white building. And remember, these two buildings were torn down, and that's where the post office that is standing today as of this video is located. And then the Curtis building, and then the East Texas Chamber of Commerce building, that was torn down. And then there's the Greg Hotel in this picture, and that was later expanded to be Hilton. And here is a up-close picture of the East Texas Chamber of Commerce. Here is the original. This was the Nicholson Memorial Library. And eventually, when the new library was built, this building was incorporated into the H.L. Foster Middle School campus. And after Foster relocated, this is now the Day Learning Center. And if you look on this side, right above the roof line, you see a structure. Here, that has a little, like a little chimney on top, a little cone-shaped structure, I guess you would call it that. That is actually, you see it there, and then you can see it there. That is actually the the top of the old 1909 high school. This building right here. So what you're seeing is you're probably seeing these two. So that piece up there is probably going to be one of these two towers right there that you're seeing. But yeah, and then there's the 1909. That's actually from a postcard. This picture right here is unique because I'll tell you why. The building is actually the first Longview High School, and I recognize the architecture of the building in the background because I've studied it for so long and studied just how the building was designed because it was a three-story building, and between the first and second floors, you see this looks like a sideway ladder that had it wrapped around, and then over here had that porch with that architecture. So that's how I determined that was the first Longview High School, and it stood approximately where Foster Middle School, well, I say Foster Middle School, it's called Longview Early Graduation High School is now. To me, that will always be Foster. I noticed last time I went over there, they actually named it the Henry L. Foster Historic Campus, which I was so glad they put his name back on the building because he was actually still alive when that building was named for him. All right, here is a picture of Marberly Avenue looking north. And what I love about this picture is this building right here. That is the back of the old Marberly Hotel, and that is a rare view of that building. And then right in front of it, you can see the old Santa Fe train station. And the Santa Fe train station is actually now in Kenton. So they started to tear it down, and someone swooped in and saved it to keep it from being totally torn down, and they relocated it. Here is the old Palace Hotel and Rembrandt Theater. That's set on the corner of, I believe it's Center Street and Cotton. It's where the First Baptist Church office, that I guess it's two-story office building is now. I think it's Center. No, that might be Fredonia Street. Might be corner of Fredonia and Center. Fredonia and Cotton. I'm sorry, I'm tired. All right, and here is the 1932 Longview High School that was demolished in 1988. Marbley Hotel again. And you know what's ironic is when I was doing research for the Marbley Hotel, I remember this picture hanging in the museum. And they actually made a copy of it for me. So now I have, this isn't actually the original photograph, but I have the original display. And here is the Mason building that was located across the street from the Gregg Hotel and eventually Hotel Hilton, Hotel Longview Downtowner. And this building right here is the corner of the old Arlene Theater. This building here was the Arlene Theater. And then this building over here, I'm not sure what that was, but I think that one's still there. I could be wrong. It may be one building over. But yeah. Okay. And then here is the Hilton Hotel. So that is that building I was showing you earlier. This building here. See how they enlarged it? Same building, same view, but they enlarged it. And this right here is the Hilton now. And we're in this picture. And this here is the Ladies' Garden. A lot of these pictures are in the old history books for Gregg County, and I remember them. And this one here, the reason I got this one is the background, the building. I can't confirm because the back of the Marbley Hotel. So the original building of the Marbley Hotel was an L shape with, actually I got it backwards, L shape like this. And this part faced the railroad tracks, and this part faced Marbley Avenue. Well, then sometime I think in the 20s, a new addition was built, and this part was 3 stories, and a new 2-story addition was built over here, which made it a U shape. So in here was kind of like what I called a courtyard. And when I see aerial, or not aerial pictures, well, aerial pictures, but you can tell it's an L shape plus AKA U shape. But I saw some pictures in the newspaper before it burnt. They had some walls collapse, and you can see like a structure down below. However, I'm not sure where this is, but the building, the brick and everything, almost, and the shape of the windows almost makes me wonder if that wasn't in, in that little courtyard, if you will, of the old Marbley Hotel. So that's why I got that. Okay, well, that is all those pictures. They had this East Texas book. I got it for $2. It's basically like a history of East Texas cities, not just Longview or Gregg County. And it's pretty cool. I had the paperback, but I didn't want the hard copies, and so it was only $2, so I got that. Then my friend, he had the LeTourneau University 73 and 74 yearbooks. He couldn't find nobody that wanted them. So I told him, I said, I'll buy them off of you. So he sold them to me for cheap. It's not, the years I'm only interested in is when LeTourneau owned this downtown hotel and used it for dormitories for the boys for a few years. And there are some pictures actually in those yearbooks of inside that hotel, which inside pictures I kind of find out are very rare of that hotel. But they are still part, these are still part of Longview history. So I went ahead and got them. There's Pioneer, and then LeTourneau, 1974. And then, of course, back then it was called LeTourneau College, but it's now referred to as LeTourneau University. And then I found this shirt, this neat shirt, celebrating 150 years, Longview. Dude, that's a long view. O.H. Methvin. This was $5. See at the bottom where it says, I don't know if you can see it, dude, that's a long view. So I really like that. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. I ain't even put it on yet. I just got a large because I've been losing weight like crazy, and I've been really on a hardcore diet. Now, Wes Sprungberg's a little upset because of this shirt I'm wearing, but so, yep, it's a little snug, especially with that shirt, with this tank. All right. Anyway, that. Oh, I forgot I had this up here. Sorry if that made a lot of noise. Anyway, so that was my finds, and yeah, I was like a kid in a candy store. And then the front lady and gentleman, we got to talking, and I probably talked to them for a good hour, lost total track of time. My mom was texting me like, "Where are you at? Where are you at? And you're supposed to be here." And I'm like, "Whoops, I lost track of time." Ah. But anyway, all righty. Enough jabber now. See y'all later.